Hi, Carrie Nygaard here, talking to you today about 5 tips how to stop overeating pizza or anything else, any other food as well. All right. So the first tip that you need to know is that I want you to watch your thoughts about the food. Your brain thinks your thoughts are fact. Therefore, get a little clarity and some awareness around what thoughts your brain already has about the food. And when it comes to pizza, maybe your thoughts are, that sounds good. I love pizza. That sounds fun. I can't stop eating it. I always overeat pizza. Okay. And I use pizza because pizza is a really kind of an iconic food in our society that lots of us have thoughts around. If pizza doesn't do anything for you, you don't have a lot of thoughts around it, whatever, it's fine. Just insert a different food there that you do have lots of emotions or thoughts about. And just notice that I just love pizza. This is not a fact. Your brain identifies it as a fact, but it is just a thought. And I'm not even telling you that you have to let go of that thought. I just want you to realize that it isn't a fact. And not only that, that it may not even be true. And how do we know if it's true or not? Well, we slow it down and we pay attention. Sometimes it's not so much the food that we love, but all of our memories about the food or the meaning that we've attached to the food. When we have pizza, it means that it's time to celebrate or that it's the weekend or it's time to connect with people. And so when we have all these emotions and memories around a certain food, sometimes it's those that we love. And if we slow down and just experience how the food tastes, how it feels in our mouth, how it feels when we swallow, the aftertaste, you know what we may notice is that maybe we still like it, but maybe we don't love it. Maybe we like it a piece worth or 2 pieces worth, but not near as much as we thought. When you slow down and actually bring your awareness to what's going on in your mouth and in your digestive system when you eat it, you may discover that you don't love it quite so much. For the first tip is to watch your emotions and thoughts around the food. The second tip is to remove moral implications from eating the food or not eating the food. And this is what I mean is that people think of food as good or bad. Therefore, if you eat the food and if it's a bad food, then all of a sudden you're bad. Or eating that much food and that a quantity is bad. Therefore, I've made a bad choice. When we do that, we put such heavy meaning attached to the decisions that we have with food. Therefore, we then make it even more difficult to just make the choice because we've made the decision so heavy. We've introduced confusion and frustration and overwhelm and moral implications to the decision. It's just food, it's just a choice. So, first one is to watch your thoughts and emotions around the food, question that. The second tip is what I just said is to remove the moral implication. It's just a choice, make it lighter. When you we tend to think that if we really lecture ourselves and really make it really serious, then we can get ourselves to do what we want to do. But that's not true. The heavier we make something, the more difficult it then becomes to do what we want to do. It's when we lighten it up that we just can choose from it being a choice, becomes an easy choice to make. The third tip to stop overeating is to pay attention to your body's hunger cues. Am I hungry? Am I full? Am I neutral? That way, when you're eating the food, if you start to notice a swelling in your stomach, you start to feel that you're slowing down and eating, then you can start to indicate to your body that it's time to stop. And you have to slow down in order to do that. So watch your hunger cues and slow down. Another tip I have, tip number 4, is to have a finish indicator. Have you ever had it where you are full? You can tell your body does not want any more, but your brain keeps telling you, keep eating. It's so good. Must have another bite. And it feels so important to keep eating. That's because the lower primal part of your brain is enjoying the dopamine hits it's getting from eating the food. Your brain associates dopamine with survival. So from a very base subconscious level, your brain is associating overeating with increasing your survival probability, because dopamine happens when we eat. Our brain releases dopamine when we eat, and your brain associates dopamine with survival. That's it. Simple as that. So one thing you can do to help your brain detach from we can stop eating this food is to have a finish indicator. And it can be anything. You get to choose something unique to you. But when you acknowledge that your body is done eating, like, oh, my body's done, she's done eating, have a finish indicator, meaning a physical thing that you do to like distinguish that we are at the end of our meal. So for me, I usually do this because I have other kids, and when they were little in their high chairs, I would say, "Are you all done? Are you finished?" And so I just do this. I don't always do it up high. If I'm at a restaurant, I'll do it underneath the table so no one can tell I'm doing it, but it sends a message to my brain that we're done. Now, at that point, your body is done. You've indicated that you're done, but your brain may still send you urges to keep eating. It may still be hyper focused in on continuing to put the food in your mouth. And it isn't because there's something wrong with you. It doesn't mean that you're out of control of food. It means that you have a lower brain that associates dopamine. It has a dopamine response to eating. And that is everyone on this planet. Everybody who is among the life of the living, among the living, they have this response. So anticipate, especially if you're used to overeating pizza. A lot of people will eat pizza to discomfort. Any food, if you tend to overeat popcorn or ice cream, or even just any food you tend to overdo to the point of not feeling good, this is what you need to do. Plan on feeling some discomfort. That's it. Your brain's going to send you an urge. And if you don't answer the food urge by eating it, you're going to feel some discomfort somewhere in your body. An urge is sent to you by your lower brain. It's just a desire to eat. And if you don't act on it, if you don't answer it, you're going to feel the discomfort of that unanswered desire. Now, this can be kind of like a Wizard of Oz experience, that it feels big, it feels like it's really important. But when you look at it, when you create space and explore it, what you realize is that the Wizard of Oz is just a man behind a screen with a microphone. When you stop resisting the sensation of the urge, then you realize that though it's uncomfortable, it's not as big and as mighty and as scary, and even that you don't even need to avoid it or resist it. You can just allow it to be. I have other videos that go into the steps on how you allow an emotion or an urge in your body, but just know this, you're going to feel it. If you bring the awareness out of your head, all those thoughts about continuing to eat, and you bring your awareness into your body, you'll find that you'll feel some type of sensation, which is the urge, somewhere in your body. I feel it in my chest. Some people feel it in their throat. Some people feel a saliva or a tightening in here. Some people will feel a constriction or a pressure somewhere in their gut, their sternum area, chest, and anywhere through the meridian of their body. They will feel a sensation, a physical sensation connected to that urge to eat. Bring your awareness to that sensation, and it can take a few tries before you can find it, but I promise it's there. Then you can just allow that sensation to exist. And when you do, you decondition that pattern from continuing in the future. So those are the 5 steps I have to stop overeating pizza or any other food. First, be aware, again, real quick, be aware of your thoughts and emotions around it. Second, remove the moral heavy implications that we attach to food choices. It's just food. That's it. The third tip is to pay attention to how your body feels. You have to slow down a little bit in eating in order to do that. When you acknowledge that you identify that your body is full, that she's had enough, you have a finish indicator. This is my finish indicator. Yours could be putting your hands on your lap. It could be so many things. You get to decide. It could be folding your arms, whatever, but do a physical thing that indicates we are done. And then the 5th thing is welcome and watch for and expect your brain to send you an urge to continue that you're just going to welcome and sit with for a little bit. I promise you that when you welcome the urge after you've identified it and just allow it to sit, it processes and it will leave. No more than 90 seconds. I promise. Give it a try. Those are my 5 tips to stop overeating pizza or anything else in your life. See you next time. Like and subscribe if you want more of these videos.